In this video, I'm going to share the only 5 toys I recommend for newborns as a pediatric occupational therapist, including one that offers so many developmental benefits for newborns that if you were to just choose one toy, this would be it. I'm also going to show you how to use each one to get the most benefit from them and make them really fun and engaging for your little one. So first up, we've got the soft cylindrical rattle. Now, I really like this toy for a couple of reasons. The first one is related to fine motor skill development. When they're first born, you'll notice that your baby's hands are almost always clenched into tight little fists. Now, this isn't anything to worry about as it's developmentally appropriate for newborns, but during those first 3 months, we do want to help encourage those hands to open up. Because once they can do this, they'll be able to grab and explore things around them. And this is where the rattle comes in. You can use it to help open your baby's hands up by placing it into their hands throughout the day. Now, this might be a little tricky at first because you'll need to open up their hands before you can put the rattle in. But here's an easy way to make it work. What you do is you gently bend their wrist forward like this, not too far, just until it's about 90 degrees. And what you'll notice is that when you do this, their fingers naturally open up. This is because when you put their wrist in flexion, so you bend it forward, you're relaxing the tendons that are used to close their fingers. So as soon as you open up their hand by bending it forward, you just want to pop that rattle inside. Now, a side note, this trick also works extremely well when they grab hold of your hair or your jewelry. Okay, now back to the rattle. One thing to keep in mind is that at this age, your baby won't have control over when they let go of the rattle, and they're most likely going to be lying on their back when they're playing with it. That means if and when they accidentally drop it, it's going to land right on top of them. So a soft rattle isn't going to hurt your little one when this happens. That's why I specifically recommend soft rattles instead of hard plastic or wooden ones at this age. Now, the second reason why I like this toy so much is because it can also help develop your baby's vision skills. Now, this isn't something they can do themselves. They'll need your help, and here's how to do it. Just lay your baby on their back, either on the ground or in your lap, and then hold the rattle about 20 to 30 centimeters from your baby's face. So that's around 8 to 12 inches. Any further than that, and it's going to be blurry for them because at this age, babies can only see clearly out to around 30 centimeters. Now, what we're trying to do is get them to focus on the toy. So you want to give it a little shake to catch their attention. Once they're looking at the rattle, which is what we call visual fixation, you want to slowly move it from side to side. And what you'll notice is that they track it with their eyes. When they do this, they're practicing a really important skill known as visual tracking. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but it's actually laying the groundwork for their hand-eye coordination, a skill they'll need for practically everything as they grow up, from reaching to toys to eventually learning to write. So that's the soft cylindrical rattle. Next up is a toy that's been included in every baby shower gift from me for years now, and that is the O-Ball. First of all, it's nice and lightweight and flexible, which means that when they drop it on themselves, it's not going to hurt. It also makes it possible for them to actually lift it, as lots of newborn toys are just too heavy for babies to actually play with. But what really makes the O-Ball so good is all of these large holes. That's because up until around 4 months of age, you'll notice that your baby holds onto things using only their fingers with their thumb resting in the palm. This is known as a palmar grasp. And it makes it really difficult to hold onto and manipulate most toys. Try holding onto anything like this and you'll realize just how difficult it is. But those nice big holes in the O-Ball means that no matter where your baby's fingers land, they'll always find something to grab onto. So unlike a lot of newborn toys, they'll actually be able to hold onto it and then play with it. And playing with the O-Ball has lots of developmental benefits. Each time your baby grasps and explores the O-Ball, they're strengthening the tiny muscles in their hands and fingers. Holding and manipulating the ball also helps to develop their ability to move their hands intentionally, which is known as motor control. And these early skills are all helping to prepare them for the big milestones ahead, like reaching for toys, grabbing objects, and even learning to feed themselves in the coming months. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to learn about milestones during the first 12 months, like what you can expect them to achieve and when, as well as knowing when you may need to seek additional help if they aren't hitting milestones at the expected timeframes, you can grab a copy of my free milestone guide down in the description below this video. Okay, back to the O ball. So the best time to give your little one the O ball is between 2 and 3 months of age, as this is when they're ready to start holding on to toys like this one. Now, if you are finding it challenging to get them to hold onto it, here's a little trick that you can use. All you need to do is gently rub or stroke their palm with the O ball, and this will trigger a reflex known as the grasp reflex, which causes their fingers to automatically close. Then you just let them play and explore. And if they drop it, which will happen often at first, you can just grab it and place it back within reach or back in their hands and let them try again. Next up, we have fabric books like this one. Now, what makes fabric books an ideal toy for your newborn is that they're really interactive and highly sensory. These books have all sorts of different textures, colors, patterns, and sounds, providing a multi-sensory experience that's really engaging. For example, one page might have a fun crinkly sound like this one. Another page might have a rough or bumpy section that they can touch and feel, and another might have lots of bright colors and soft fur that they can run their fingers through. These interactive features encourage your baby to open their hands to scratch, grab, and explore the book. And each time they're doing this, they're strengthening their fine motor skills, which are essential for grabbing and manipulating objects. And they're also building their sensory awareness as they learn how different things feel, sound, and respond to their touch. And all of this exploration is preparing them for the next exciting stage in their development. And once again, these are really lightweight. They're also practically indestructible, plus they're washable, so you'll be able to keep them clean after any little accidents. And there are also a few ways that you can use them too. First up, you can just give it to your little one to play with when they're lying on their back, either on the floor or in your lap. Or you can sit your little one up on your lap and just read the book to them. So you could point out different things, encouraging them to interact with the pages. And by the way, that is a really nice way to bond with your little one as well. You can also use fabric books during tummy time. So you can place them down lying flat on the ground, or you could prop it up. Now, having the book to look at encourages your little one to lift their head to see the pages, which is great for strengthening their neck and upper body muscles. Which leads me to another very handy tummy time toy, a shatterproof baby mirror. So it might look a little bit like this or a bit more jazzy. This can make tummy time much more enjoyable for your little one. And the reason for this is because babies are naturally fascinated by faces. It's something that's hardwired into their development. So giving them a mirror to look at taps into this natural curiosity. And when they see their own reflection, it grabs their attention and keeps them engaged, making tummy time more fun and less of a struggle for everyone. Now, initially, when your baby is around 1 month of age, I recommend you lay the mirror flat on the floor in front of them during tummy time. This way, when they're on their tummy and they don't yet have the strength to lift their head, they'll be able to see their reflection, lights reflecting in the mirror, and lots more. And all of these will provide a bit of distraction while they're doing tummy time. Then, as your baby gets a little older and stronger, you can actually prop that mirror up on an angle during tummy time. This position encourages them to actually lift their head and hold it up for longer so they can actually see themselves in the mirror. Now, not only does this make tummy time more engaging, but like the soft book, it also helps to strengthen their neck and upper body muscles. Now, I mentioned at the start of the video that there's one toy that offers so many developmental benefits for newborns that if you were to just choose one toy, this would be the one you should get. That toy is the Baby Gym, and here's why it's my #1 pick. First, it provides a safe and comfortable space for your newborn to play, whether they're lying on their back, tummy, or side. It's just a great go-to spot to put your baby down whenever you place them on the floor. Then, when they're using it, it really is multiple toys in one. They come with hanging toys that clip on and hang down above your baby. And when your little one is lying on their back under the baby gym, those hanging toys grab their attention. By looking at them and tracking when they move, they're practicing and refining their visual skills. Plus, as they turn their head to follow the toy or focus on a new one, they're strengthening their neck muscles. Then, as your baby grows, the hanging toys will encourage them to reach out and bat at the toys or kick their legs to make them move. And these actions strengthen the muscles in their arms, legs, tummy, back, and neck, helping them prepare for big milestones like rolling over, crawling, sitting, standing, and eventually walking. But my favorite feature of the baby gym is that you can actually unclip the hanging toys and use them as standalone toys. This means your baby can hold, feel, and play with them wherever they are, whether it's in the pram, snuggled on your lap, or relaxing in a bouncer. This keeps them entertained, and it's also helping to develop their fine motor skills. Now, even though I recommend everyone has a baby gym for their baby, it's actually not the most entertaining thing for your baby. The most entertaining thing for them will always be free. That's because it's you. Playing and engaging with your little one is so entertaining for them, and it's also incredibly beneficial for almost every aspect of their development. But figuring out how and what to play with a newborn isn't always intuitive. If you're wondering how to play with a newborn, don't worry, I've got you covered. I've created a separate video that you can watch right here where I show you 5 games that your newborn will absolutely love. So if you're looking for fun games to boost your baby's development, make sure you check it out. Oh, and before I go, I noticed that only 15% of viewers are actually subscribed to my channel. So if you're finding these videos helpful and want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button.